Marvel and DC have been rivals for decades, and ever since the MCU came out of nowhere, it took down DC by a second. In 2013, DC wanted something for their own after the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so they wanted to do their own cinematic universe too. But it did not work out. But when it came to Marvel's Phase 4 of the MCU, some of those films didn't work out that much, and some of them were flops, mids, and succeeds. But I want to do something just for fun. I want to go to an alternate timeline where the MCU was badly structured. So, Kevin Feige, if you're watching this, please don't get mad at me for this. This is only just for fun. So, without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to start this off with a Captain America movie called Man Out of Time. And the movie will kind of stay the same, but it'll have more of a darker tone, just like in the Man of Steel movie. And yes, the main villain in this movie will still be the Red Skull. But instead of Captain America leaving the Red Skull alive into another realm, Captain America kills him. Then he gets frozen to ice for 7 decades. The second movie would be Iron Man vs. Captain America Civil War. It would be like Captain America Civil War movie that we had back in 2016, but it'll just be Captain America and Iron Man fighting for a little while. Iron Man will be more cold and emotional, and Thor will already be introduced in the movie. The main villain in this movie is Curse. Captain America will sacrifice himself in the movie to save everybody, and then at the end of the movie, there's a funeral for Captain America. And Iron Man will know what he had to do one day. He'll have to assemble a team. After that, we'll get a Thunderbolts movie. And yes, the reason why we're introducing the Thunderbolts early, because I'm following the same blueprint as the DCEU for Marvel. And the movie will also not do great at all. Here is the lineup for the Thunderbolts. We have Taskmaster as the leader, Justin Hammer, Elektra, Deadpool, Ghost Rider, and the Abomination. Now I know that the Suicide Squad had a lot of members, but that was the only members I can think of right now, so let me know in the comments down below what members of the Thunderbolts that I should add next. And recruited by them is Thaddeus Ross. The main villain in this movie is the leader. After the Thunderbolts kill the leader, some of the members of the Thunderbolts won't return, but there will be new members of the Thunderbolts in the next movie. 2017 would be Thor. This movie will be a prequel to everything else, just like Wonder Woman was. And speaking of Wonder Woman, it'll also be more dark and serious. The movie is like the 2011 movie, but Thor is not banished to Earth, and Loki won't be the main villain because it will have the Frost Giants be the main villain. And led by them is Luffy. Thor will kill Luffy in the movie, and Jane will die in the movie of cancer, and Thor is now king of Asgard. After Thor would be a Zack Snyder cut of the Avengers. Here is the lineup for the Avengers, well for now at least because Captain America's dead. We have Iron Man as the leader, Thor, Black Panther, Quicksilver, and the Hulk. The main villain in this movie is Cole Obsidian. Captain America will return in the movie, but when he comes back to life, he'll be evil and he fights the Avengers. But then he realizes that there's a threat going on and he joins the Avengers. And all of the 6 Avengers will fight Cole Obsidian. After the Avengers kill Cole Obsidian, all the Avengers go have a celebration. But then the movie was a flop, but it will get a director's cut real soon. 2018 will only have one movie release called Black Panther. Basically, the movie will exactly stay the same, and it'll be the only MC movie to make $1 billion. But Killmonger won't die in the movie, but Claw will return in the next movie. Just like 2019 will only have one movie release called Spider-Man. Ignore the Homecoming, pretend it's not even there at all. Instead of Peter Parker getting bit by a spider in a science lab, Madam Web gives Peter Parker a spider, and the spider bits him, becoming Spider-Man. The main villain in this movie is Electro. As Peter Parker is fighting Electro alone, he gives his friends spiders so they can become spider people too. Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and Cindy Moon all become spider people. And the reason why I'm introducing them early, because this is a counterpart to the first Shazam movie. And the spider people all jump Electro, and he gets sent to jail. Just like the Suicide Squad movie got a spin-off revolving around Harley Quinn, the Thunderbolts will have a spin-off revolving around Deadpool called X-Force. Oh, what I want to mention is that DC will sell the rights to their biggest characters, meanwhile, Marvel will have all their rights. So that's why I'm doing X-Force. Here is the lineup for the X-Force. We got Deadpool as the leader, Colossus, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Gambit, and Domino. The main villain in this movie is Ajax. This will be the first MCU movie to have the R-rated side of things, and yes, the X-Force will kill Ajax in the movie. After that will be Thor: Love and Thunder. I'm not going to change everything about the movie. Everything will stay the same, because this is like watching Wonder Woman 1984. Because they were both about main characters reuniting with their loved ones. And now we get the director's cut of Joss Whedon's The Avengers. This movie will be more dark and serious, and it'll be a 4-hour-long movie. Sure, the main villain in this movie will still be Cole Obsidian, but we introduce Thanos for the first time. After the Avengers kill Cole Obsidian, Thanos watches them as he gets ready for his next attack. Unfortunately, the director's cut of The Avengers will not have a sequel, because the original vision for the Avengers sequel got canceled itself due to it not doing good. After the director's cut of The Avengers, we'll get The Thunderbolts. This movie will be a way better sequel compared to the last one. Taskmaster won't be in the movie, but he'll be replaced by Baron Zemo. Then the Thunderbolts betray Baron Zemo, and the Punisher and Baron Zemo had a one-on-one fight, and the Punisher kills him. Also, this dude will be the main villain. But he gets killed off early. Oh, I forgot to mention, out of Thunderbolts, Deadpool will be the only one returning in the movie. This movie was going to be set from the MCU, but it will be its own thing, and it will be more dark and serious Iron Man movie. Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, will be played by Tom Cruise. Also, fun fact, did you know he was going to play Tony Stark? The main villain in this movie will be Ironmonger. The movie will have a sequel, but it'll take a long time to release because it keeps getting delayed. Then the Punisher will get his own TV show. Here are the Punisher characters. We have the Punisher, of course, Daredevil, and Black Widow. Again, I know I can do better than that, but there'll be way too many characters for me to list on Peacemaker. The main villains would be Project Butterfly. Now, I know those were DC characters, but those guys were just original characters. I mean, I could do Skrulls, but they'll be way too powerful in the show. Quicksilver and Black Panther will make cameos. Meanwhile, Captain America and Thor will make silhouette cameos. Then we get an anti-hero movie called Venom. It could be like the first Venom movie and Let There Be Carnage mixed together. And the Fantastic Four will be in the movie because they have good connections with Spider-Man. So they'll be perfect in the movie. The main villain in this movie is Carnage. And sadly, Reed Richards will die in the movie. And Venom will kill Carnage in the movie. And Captain America will now make a full-face comeback and teases a second Captain America movie. And what I forgot to mention was Captain America made a headless cameo in Spider-Man, and because they couldn't get Chris Evans. But unfortunately, the movie was a flop, and Captain America will not have a second movie, neither Venom will. 2023 is the celebration of the 10-year anniversary of the MCU, starting off with Spider-Man: The Sinister Six. As you can see in this poster, here is the lineup for The Sinister Six. We got Mysterio as the leader, Scorpion, Kraven, Morbius, Lizard, and Black Cat. But she will betray the Sinister Six later on in the movie. And there will be a relationship with Spider-Man and Black Cat at the end of the movie. This movie celebrates the 10-year anniversary of the MCU called Quicksilver. This movie will be a multiverse movie. Quicksilver runs really fast to alter the past, and it causes a paradox. He meets an alternative version of himself, he meets Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and he meets Captain Carter. And the main villain in this movie will be yet again the Red Skull. Then the Quicksilver runs very fast to fix everything, and after he does that, everything is fixed. Well, sort of. After Quicksilver would be Ant-Man. I'll have this movie exactly say the same, because this was a legacy movie that focused on Scott Lang. Like, for example, Hank Pym was the original Ant-Man, but he won't be in the movie, and Ted Kord was the original Blue Beetle. Also, the main villain in this movie will be Yellow Jacket. And to wrap things up would be Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. T'Challa, aka Black Panther, will have to be recasted because Chadwick Boseman passed away. Black Panther and Killmonger will team up to fight Claw in the movie. But the MCU did not end with a bang, just a mid-core, okay ending. And that's when James Gunn comes in to fix everything about Marvel and reboot it. We started things off with a TV show called Guardians of the Galaxy, but we're not going to worry about it because it wasn't really necessary to start a cinematic universe with a TV show before a movie. Then in 2025, we finally get a Captain America movie that will be titled Captain America Brave New World, but then it'll be changed to just Captain America. There will be more movies directed by James Gunn real soon, but I'm not going to explain them all because I don't want to make this a really long video right now. So, that was what if the MCU was badly structured. And that was a lot of work for me to do. I had to come up with movies and what should they be called. And what should be the lineup for those movies. It's not my best lineup, but what do you guys think of my lineup for the Thunderbolts, the Avengers, and the X-Force lineup in the movies down below? And that's it for this video. Peace.